It's really fucking hot. I just got back from shopping. Ugh. It's disgusting out there. Fucking Texas, man. I don't want you clicking away, so I'm gonna curse at you. You piece of shit. There, I got your attention. Hopefully you're still there. I want to keep you there as long as I possibly can. Not to get up to any time limit really, but just so you pay attention until the end of this, because this is fucking important. This is really fucking important, and I'll be pissed off if you click off before getting there. I can just imagine the troll comments now. I clicked off 1.5 seconds in. But yeah, this is serious shit. I wasn't going to do any videos for September. I just didn't feel like it. Yeah, I've been doing them pretty consistently. I want to take a break. But, shit happened. Shit happened, and now I gotta talk about it. First off, my girthy 7-inch penis unfortunately met with an accident, and now I'm only, maybe 2.5 inches in. Maybe only 2.5 inches erect. It's just gone. No, my penis is fine. Something happened, and it snowballed into other things, other realizations that I came to, and I'm like, oh my god, I fucked up horribly. I fucked up so fucking bad. So fucking bad that I'm physically disgusted with myself. I'll start it off here. Okay, right now, the place I work for is going through fucking remodeling. They're pulling up floor tiles, they're knocking down walls, and, you know, I'm there at the end of August, right? And I'm dying. My eyes are fucking red. I want to rip the skin off my face. It feels like my blood is being rejected by my body. And I'm like, I don't understand this shit. This is what happens to me in May, you know, during allergy season. But, you know, here it is long after that shit. It's fucking the end of August, almost September. Why the fuck am I dying? And I realized, it's the floor crew that's destroying the place. They're like I said, they're kicking up floor tiles, and they're moving racks and shit and walls that probably haven't moved in decades. So I'm breathing in pollen. I'm breathing in decades worth of pollen dating back to 1985. Holy shit. Fucked me up royally. I even called out. But, you know, that's not what I'm talking about. What they also kicked up, apparently, is just like you see on ghost shows and shit like that, places start getting remodeled and shit starts happening. Shit started happening. So I'm there at work, and, oh god, my face is even itchy now. This old guy at work comes up to me, and he's the kind of guy, he's one of those, I don't want to say angry, but they're just eternally irritated. They're in a state of eternal irritation. Even on a sunny, nice day, you know, they're complaining nonstop. They just, I don't know. I guess some people get bored and that's their fun. I don't know. You know. But it's like, so this guy, he comes up to me, and he's really nervous. And he goes, hey, I got to talk to you about something. You know, I got to tell you something. And I'm like, what? And he's like, he's just this pile of blinking and head bobbling. He looks like a fucking head bobbling toy. His head's like boing, 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 and he's blinking a whole shitload. And he's just like, he's like, well, the other day, this thing. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, you know, and I don't have any time for this shit. I mean, I was attentive at first, and now I'm just like, oh my god, you know. And he goes, those things that you talk about, sometimes to other people, that I hear you talking about, those things you talk about. And I'm like, this crazy man is babbling at me. And I'm like, things I talk about, video games, toys? And he's like, no, not that. That other stuff you're always, I've heard you talk about it. And I'm like, sexual intercourse? And he's like, no. The stuff you talk about, that I've heard you talk about. And I'm just like, oh God, I'm like, oh, paranormal. And he's like, yeah. And his head looks like it's going to come unhinged any second. And I'm just like, God damn, this man, I start laughing inside because I realize he's embarrassed. He doesn't want to admit that he saw something. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, shit, you're talking about the paranormal. I go, why, what happened? Because he apparently has a story now, He goes, well, something happened. He goes, I'm in my aisle and I'm working. And I look down at the other end of the aisle and I see, it wasn't this, it was just, for example. He goes, I see this. Boop! This thing just shimmies forward, hops off the shelf and lands on the floor. Something I've seen at this place before too, with other people. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. He shuts me up. He goes, and then, opposite that, on the other side, on the other shelf, boop, drops down on the floor right next to it. I'm like, holy shit, that's pretty. He shuts me up again. And I'm like, what happened then? He goes, I walk down the aisle, and I go to pick him up. And then I look back where I was just standing previously. Boop. And, I'm like, wow, so you saw it happen. And he goes, and then. And I go, there's an and then? It's like, holy shit. He goes, and then, right over here, some dude about this tall to me comes walking by. And he's just kind of dark. But I think it's my manager. He goes, so I turn like this. And I'm like, and he just goes into nothing. And I'm like, and at this point I'm wary. I'm like, oh shit, he's going to say more, right? And I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing. Goddamn, And he's like, yeah. He goes, what happened? And I'm like, well, you had 3 things jump off the shelves, and you had a shadow thing walk by you. He goes, but what is it? I go, what did I just say? He goes, yeah, but you talk about this stuff. You talked about seeing stuff like that, and other people were talking to you about the stuff. They thought it was like that. So what is it? I go, all you know is what you know. All you know is exactly what you just told me. And I go, and what did you just tell me? And he starts turning into a bobblehead again. He's like, well, what I saw, I go, you saw 3 things jump off the shelf? And he's like, yeah. I go, and then what did you see? And he's like, well, it was like, and I'm laughing inside because now, in my head, I'm looking at this guy like Bruce McCullough from Kids in the Hall. Whenever Bruce McCullough was trying to act like a kid that was like nervous, he's like, and then, just the whole tongue thing and the blinking and the head bobbling and just the looking down at the ground. I was just like, oh my God. It's like, 1, I'm happy this happened to him, that he got to see this shit, and 2, he's fucking adorable right now in a stupid way. It's like I'm looking at this like, oh, my baby gave birth. It was just funny. And he's like, so you don't know what it is? I go, dude, we don't know what these things are. I go, dead people, ghosts, whatever the fuck, I don't know. some visitor from the future doing tours. I don't know. His covert stealth suit had a malfunction. I don't fucking know. I go, alien? Maybe. Elemental type thing of the earth? Who the fuck knows? Interdimensional guy just accidentally phasing into our reality. Beats the fuck out of me. Beats the fuck out of anyone who's being honest. You know? And I mean, fuck. I've had people say that I have appeared before them. I've had friends who have appeared before me. Who the fuck knows? I don't. What was that thing staring at me 2 inches to my face 20 years ago? I have no fucking idea. What was that thing in my fucking parents' house that ran from my room to my parents' room? Don't know. You know, so, you know, he got the idea. You know, I wasn't being that annoying, thank God. You know, I was being much nicer. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's like, so, what is it? And I go, say it. He goes, say what? I go, say it. Say what you saw. 3 things jump off the shelf, and a what? And he goes, what do you mean? I go, say it. He's like, well, it was like a person, but it was kind of like a shadow. I'm like, a shadow person. You saw a shadow person. And he's like, yeah. I'm just like, God, this guy's adorable. I'm somewhere stuck between wanting to slap him and hug him, you know. And, you know, like I said, it felt like I just watched somebody give birth to somebody. So, you know, the conversation's ended. I turn around, I take a couple steps, and then I go, oh, by the way, regarding this. And he's like, yeah? I go, welcome to the club, man. And he's like, well, you know, he still doesn't want to admit that he just saw that shit. He doesn't want to admit that he now knows what the fuck we're talking about. It gets better. Well, worse. A little bit, like a couple minutes pass, and I'm like, it's funny. It's just funny that a skeptic finally knows what we're talking about. And then it's sunk in, I'm like, wait a minute. This motherfucker. He is the same motherfucker who had an attitude towards us. Like, there's been times where he's heard me and other people talk about shit, and he's just kind of like, you know, being invisible over in the background somewhere. But there was this one day I remember. I'm on lunch. We're all outside. It's with me, him, and like 7 other people, I believe it was. And someone brought up the topic of the supernatural, probably me. It's almost always me. But, you know, somebody brought up the supernatural, and I'm talking about it, and other people are talking about it. You know, one chick's like, yeah, me and my mom were outside, and we're holding the dog on a leash. The dog's hiding behind my leg. We don't know what the fuck's going on. And then a dog this fucking tall comes by, walks right past us, inches from our crotch, evaporates into nothing. Another chick, she's like, yeah, I'm waiting for my dad to come home from work, and I hear someone in the kitchen. I think it's him, and I walk in the kitchen just as all the fucking cabinets go slam, you know. And it's like, you know, so it's me outside, 7 other people, all like, oh shit, yeah, I've had this happen. Yeah, what is that? You know, we're all just exchanging stories and notes and shit, you know. We're all trying to make sense of this shit. And I remember this motherfucker. He's off to the side, trying to be invisible, and he's just like making Trump faces. Like from that Trump meme, you know, he's like, you know. He doesn't want to be associated with us. I mean, at that moment in time, he was like, looking at us like we were fucking kids and he was the only adult on the premises, you know. And that shit cracks me the fuck up, you know. Because now, he's one of the crazies. He's one of us crazy people now, you know. So, that's all cool and shit. I mean, it was funny. But if I had remembered that he was that motherfucker outside giving us that fucking condescending fucking looks and shit, you know, I would have trolled him so hard. I would have been like, oh, so you saw a shadow person walk by. Oh, you're just tired. You know, it's like, oh shit, stuff jumped off the shelf. You're just stressed out. Maybe you're just bored and imaginative. I would have just been condescending. I would have been a total douchebag for minutes on end before letting him off the hook, if I had remembered. And that's part of why I'm making this video, if I remembered. Because, go back in time, the first video I made on here about the paranormal, I mentioned at one point in the video, 20 years ago, I'm at a job, high security place. I'm walking with my Filipino older friend, a coworker, and we're like blah, 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 walking through a brightly lit lobby. And I reach for a door that leads to a tiny, tiny little staircase, so we can go down into the next vault and do our work. And as soon as I pull the door open, there is a shadow person 2 inches from my fucking face. I shut up, he shuts up, and this thing's not speaking because it's a shadow person. And it was a Mexican standoff. None of us knew what to say. I do a quick glance at him, he does a quick glance at me. We're both looking at this thing. This thing is just kind of like right in my face. I don't see facial features. It's definitely got the outline of a man though. And it's just about my height, And it shut us both up real quick. We didn't go down the stairs. We're just both standing there like, And I already mentioned this in the first video, paranormal video I did, but it relates to this greatly. So that's why I'm bringing it up again. And, eventually, seconds. I don't mean milliseconds. I mean, honest to fuck, seconds are passing by of this thing standing in front of me and us not knowing what to do. And finally, I get the idea. I'm like, I gotta say something. I'm gonna say something to it, like, what are you, or something like that. And just as my jaw is, ready to move and start talking, the thing just goes... down the stairs, it's gone. And, me and my friend are just like... And we go down the stairs where it disappeared through the door that it had melted through. And we open up the door and we go sit at our cubicle and we do a little bit of work. And then finally I just go, I shove off from the desk and on my rolling chair, and I'm just like, what did you see? And we exchange notes and it's the same thing. And that relates to what happened to this coworker back at the end of August. Because I was talking to my manager the other day. We were talking about security in the place, And it's like, I go, how much access do you have to actually go back and look at the security cameras to see who fucks off here and who doesn't, I go, can you just go I'm bored. I'm going to go to the security office and I'm going to watch the video cameras and see who's fucking off on their phone or fucking out back or whatever. Whatever. And a little bit after that conversation, shit started to sink in that horrified me. Fucking think about this. 20 years ago, I worked in a high security place. Just to get into this place to fucking punch in, you had to type in a code at a gate. You had to type in a code at a door. You had to get a hand scan. By the time I was leaving that place, they were installing retina scanners. It's like, here, look in the box. Okay, now we got you locked in. It's like, holy shit. Then you had to go down a giant fucking staircase underground to a nuclear blast door. And then you had to sit there and wait for it. And you're like, oh God, I just want to punch in and go to work and get paid. Not be late, for fuck's sakes. And then once you're through the blast door and properly closed it, then you could go to the punch-in clock in the office all the way down and not get hit with being late. My God. I mean, it was like, did you ever see the opening to that show, Get Smart? That was going to work every day. You had to do the whole Get Smart intro to punch the fuck in. Anyway, this is the horrible part about all this. Oh God, my face is so itchy. Fucking allergies. This is the horrible part about this. If you're going to have an event, a supernatural event, whereby something really fucking solidish is standing in front of you for seconds on end in a brightly lit lobby, that place is the perfect fucking place for it to have been caught on camera. I'm disgusted. It's 20 years later. It only occurred to me now. I should have gone to my supervisors back then. And I should have been like, look, time index this time. Tell me what happened on the camera. When we stop at the top of that staircase, tell me what you see. I didn't do that. I mean, it actually chokes me up a bit, just the stupidity of it. I mean, oh God. How fucking stupid. This place had high security. There were times you were leaving in the morning and military brass was walking around with the managers. That kind of place. If there's going to be a place with cameras, I should have asked. I should have told. I mean, with me and this guy, you know, we're just like, this is the stuff we always have happen. You know. It was, I mean, that was pretty expressed. That was pretty dramatic, actually, compared to normal shit that went down. But, you know, my God, the missed opportunity. Holy shit. And that same place, that's the same place I saw a fucking portal open up on the wall. Same place that same coworker of mine saw one open up in a different part of the vault on the wall. I don't think those ones would have been captured, though. Because, you know, from what I understood of the camera placement, they might have missed those. But this was a brightly lit lobby up on the top floor. There's no way it wouldn't have been on camera. Now, there's every possibility, based on certain things I'm not going to go into about the paranormal, that all that they would have seen on that footage, I mean, where we had seen a full-bodied motherfucker standing there, they might have just seen a streak or a ball or something. But I would have told them that. I would have told them to look for that, you know. So, fast forward 20 years, this guy, at the end of August, you know, he comes up to me and tells me all this shit about he just saw a fucking shadow guy. The place I'm working at right now just revamped their camera system. We've got high-tech 2019 security cameras. You can see a pimple on someone's dick, you know? I mean, the other place had high security shit even 20 years ago. I mean, you go in the bathroom there, they probably had cameras for all I fucking know. They could probably tell you about the warts on your cock, you know? I don't have warts on my cock. No. But, I mean, here it is, 20 years later, and again, it didn't occur to me. It didn't occur to me to go to the managers and go, hey, even if you can't tell me what's on the security tape, what you see on that security tape, at least look at it for yourself. Maybe, you know, because just because I can't enjoy something doesn't mean I don't want somebody else to. Just because I don't have the opportunity to learn something doesn't mean I want to take it away from other humans, you know? And, you know, I would have, of course, been like, and if you can't tell me about it, at least give me a cute little nod and a wink to say, yeah, shit went down on there. You know, anything. Or nothing. As long as they do it, you know? It didn't occur to me. It didn't occur to me. And, you know, that sucks. And what happened 20 years ago sucks. Didn't occur to me. Because, with the paranormal, the people into paranormal are into paranormal, and we're like, yeah, these things happen, but here was an opportunity to have it on fucking tape. And, this isn't even what I'm talking about. I'm making this video as a cautionary tale, as a warning. Not about not thinking of something, not thinking to do something, not thinking to do something twice. This is about procrastination. This is about procrastination. I mean, there's many things in life where you procrastinate and you fuck up. You fuck up royally, I mean, in the past there have been chicks who've hit on me. I knew they were hitting on me. I liked them too. And I just procrastinated on it. I didn't jump on that shit. You end up with people with hurt feelings. You end up missing wonderful people. And that sucks. And it's because of procrastination. And here with the paranormal. Same thing. I procrastinated. How? Let me tell you. When he told me that shit, it was only like a day or two old. And I was like, when I go home, I'm going to make a video on this shit. Just to say I did, I'm going to go on Facebook. I'm going to mention it there. I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm going to go on Twitter. Mention it there. I did none of these. I got sidetracked. I did other shit. I played with Legos or something. I don't know what the fuck. Masturbated to X-hentai. I don't know. I did something other than that, Day passed. Another day passed. Week passed. Weeks passed. I didn't do it. Now I don't know what date it was. I don't know what date that happened. I went back to the man and I go, okay, what? I go, remember that thing you were telling me about? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay, can you remember the date? And he's like, no, that was like over a month ago. I'm like, yeah, no. No idea. No fucking idea. No mental marker to indicate what the date was. Fuck. All because I procrastinated. If I'd gone online and I'd been like, blah, I would have a date marker. I would have a timestamp. I went to the boss today, the boss lady, and I said, look, I go, remember I was talking about the camera system we have here. Do you have access to it? And she's like, yeah. I go, what if I told you that one of our workers here has actually seen a shadow person and shit jumping off a shelf, and that it's within the range of our cameras? And she's like, if you give me the timestamp, I'm definitely going to look that shit up. She goes, I'm a little bit afraid to look, but I'll look. She goes, when was it? And I'm like, I don't know. Sometime around the end of August. I don't know what day. I don't know what time. I don't know shit. And she's like, damn, that sounds interesting. I'm disgusted. I have a pit in my stomach. I'm almost choked up. Just at the stupidity of it. Procrastination is horrible. Procrastination is like, it's one of the evils of the world, in my opinion, Procrastination can be, given the situation, life-shatteringly awful, I'm here talking about chicks, I'm talking about the paranormal. I go, in your life, shit. I mean, you might have things in your life that you're procrastinating on right this second. Stop that shit. Just address it. Good or bad, address it. Is there something you're holding off on right now? Stop that shit. Get that shit done. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm just saying. Everybody seems to be procrastinating on something somewhere. It just pisses me off. I don't know. Don't be me. Don't be a Jinzo. Not today. There's other days where you should be, but not today. Get off your ass. take care of shit that you're procrastinating on. Don't be a dick anymore. Just get it done.